Welcome back to my YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, the Mighty Bjorn, and today for you I have a Bjorn's Mighty Thoughts video. If you're new here, this is more or less a video that's more or less a podcast. I'm picking a certain subject and talking a bit about it. For the most part, I'm just going to be showing some images in this one. Some of them I've shown some video or audio, etc. But most of the time, it is just me talking and discussing things about a certain subject. And today I'm actually going to be talking about some information that had come across to me through sources, and I had done some digging and some sniffing around to confirm said information, and I had found said information is to be true. As many of you know, this past weekend we just had the closed beta for Marvel's The Avengers. And what has come up and more or less what I'm going to be discussing is information about different superheroes that are going to be playable in the game, that are going to be unlockable. Now, there's certain ones that we do know for certain about. We can see 6 of the ones that we are certain about right here. As you can see, we have Hulk, Thor, Captain America, Iron Man, Miss Marvel, and Black Widow. However, there's also some additional character files, and I'm going to go over the ones that are confirmed 100% first because their files are already in the game or they're exclusives. Spider-Man is a exclusive, folks. Sorry to break it to you. Really annoys the hell out of me. I mean, I'm not a huge Spider-Man fan, but I don't like this exclusive shit because basically this is Sony money grabbing and making sure they pry content away from people who play on other platforms. Good job, Sony. I hope you go fucking bankrupt. Anyway, next. Also, Hulkbuster is in the game, and yes, Hulkbuster has his own separate character files. Why is that? Many of you are probably asking. Well, if you don't know, when you summon the Hulkbuster ability, use the Hulkbuster ability, and summon in the Hulkbuster armor, Iron Man actually does not have to climb in the Hulkbuster. Another character can climb in the Hulkbuster. Now, there's some caveats to that. I did put that to the test. Yes, that is true. However, what I don't know is I don't know if the Hulk can climb in the Hulkbuster, and I don't know if Miss Marvel can climb in the Hulkbuster at her giant size form. I'm not sure if size has any depiction or dictation on that, even in a general sense terms, because the Incredible Hulk himself is almost the size of the Hulkbuster, if not the size of the Hulkbuster in the game. And Miss Marvel, when she uses her giant-sized power, her epic superpower, whatever it's called, can't think of the name of the ability off the top of my head right now, she is easily bigger than the Hulkbuster armor. There's also some other character files in there that characters can change their sizes. That's a little bit of a spoiler alert of what characters that are in the game. And that may also have a per se dictation on if they could climb in the Hulkbuster or not. It's kind of one of those things I would like to do further testing just out of curiosity. But let's dive on in here. Some of these have actually already been confirmed through Twitter and different announcements they've made. Some of these have not been. And the first one I'm going to talk about here is Ant-Man. His files are actually in the game, and he can shrink really small and talk to ants, but he can also get giant-sized as well. Once again, that might be geared towards the Hulkbuster armor. Can he use it or not? Not 100% sure. Black Panther, I actually believe, has been confirmed. And yes, his files are actually there in the game. Captain Marvel is in the game. Doctor Strange, files for Doctor Strange and data for Doctor Strange is in the game as well. Many of you know him as the Sorcerer Supreme, and I've seen many of you actually hoping they would put Doctor Strange in the game. So you can now go to rest happy because, yes, there is data and files there for Doctor Strange. Don't know if he'll be available on release, but there he is. Falcon will also be in the game as well. As we know, he is currently in the MCU, so it makes sense. And a lot of these characters are in the MCU. Hawkeye is in the game, and actually this is a screenshot from, I believe, a trailer, uh, or just a wallpaper with the announcement that Hawkeye will be in the game. And I think he's actually going to be pretty early in the game, if not there at the release of the game. But also, Kate Bishop is set to be in the game. Now, many of you are probably scratching your head as who is Kate Bishop? Well, Kate Bishop is actually the second Hawkeye, or the second person to take the moniker of Hawkeye. And actually, right now, Hawkeye is not depicted in the MCU, but Disney is trying to set up a series for the Disney Plus streaming app. So, there's that. Now you have the original Marvel. Some of you may know him as, I believe it's Genus Vale. Mockingbird, and Mockingbird is depicted as well. She is actually a character that is in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So she is actually also in the MCU. I believe the only one that's not in the MCU here is Kate Bishop. Here is Quake. She is also depicted in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as well. And then Scarlet Witch, of course, is in the MCU. Right here is a picture of Elizabeth Olsen being Scarlet Witch, which the MCU really butchered Scarlet Witch. But I'm not going to dive into that here right now as it is. Vision will also be in as well. And I believe, I'm not 100% sure, I believe the longest standing members of the Avengers is actually Vision and Scarlet Witch. A lot of Avengers have come and gone, and some of them have returned and left again and returned and etc. It's kind of revolving a door with the Avengers. But I think the longest standing Avengers was Scarlet Witch, or is Scarlet Witch and Vision. But his files is in the game as well as War Machines. Some of you have seen talk about War Machine. This one I'm actually pretty excited about. Yeah, Iron Man's cool. But nothing like having an arsenal of firepower at your fingertips while wearing an Iron Man suit of armor. Wasp is also, files for Wasp is also in the game as well. Of course, Ant-Man's there, so why not have Wasp? And actually, back onto Wasp, as I was about ready to talk about Winter Soldier, her and Ant-Man are two of the original founding members. I believe they're the only original founding members that's already not in the game or has been announced. So it only makes sense that they're in the game. That's the comic books, folks, not the movies. But then we also have Winter Soldier, which he appeared in Captain America. Actually, Captain America Comics #1. He would disappear for a little while and then reappear as the Winter Soldier. And then after a stint as the Winter Soldier, he would become Captain America for a while. Although I do believe in the comics, he is back to being the Winter Soldier. And he is also in the MCU as well, folks. And of course, he's buddy-buddy with Captain America. You know, he's Cap's best friend. Good old Bucky Barnes. But anyway, folks, that is actually the end of the video. I didn't want to talk too much about the different characters. If any of you who would watch this video are interested in learning more about any of the characters I featured in this video, go ahead, post something down below in the comment section. I will easily, it would be a pleasure to take time and talk more about these characters, about their backgrounds, about their origins, etc., etc. So have at it, boys, and hopefully you enjoyed the video. Give it a like, subscribe to the channel, because I do plan on doing a review for Marvel's The Avengers as well. I'm just trying to hold off until after the open beta, and then I can give my full thoughts and review of how I felt about everything I've seen in the beta before the game's release. Anyway, folks, thank you again for watching, and have yourself a great week.